Friends, we are back. It's another start of the month, so we have the update notification for Fire Emblem Heroes, which actually dropped a lot earlier. Dropped at 11 p.m., but I'm here checking it out at reset because I didn't think it was going to drop at 11 p.m. So what do we got here? Revival summoning events will be held 3 times a week now, which is bumped up from 2, which is good for everybody because that's just an extra free summon that everyone gets. So I would recommend on those you just go ahead and hit the color that has the demotes that you want. Like for me, I'm trying to get a lot of copies of Lara because she has Rock Slide Dance 2. And then I'm trying to get one final merge for my Lapis to get her to plus 10. And there's a couple of other gems that you can get from the demo pool as well. So that would be the primary focus, even though like it's going to have reruns for a lot of old 5 stars. So if you're trying to get your favorites, then that could also be good for that. Okay, we have new skills for Legendary Heroes, which, of course, is just the remixes for Sigurd and Byleth, which we already saw on the Fate channel. I'll just read them again, though, just because. So, Holy Knight 2, which I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be called Holy Knight Aura 2, but I guess they didn't have enough space on the text to fit all of that. So, it's got 2 cooldown. At the start of turn, he grants himself +1 movement, and also if he initiates combat, he gets 40% DR. And then he also boosts his special damage by 30%, which they added the DR portion of that to the effect. Before, it was just the bonus attack and the +1 movement. And, of course, down here, he also gives all allies on the team attack and defense up 6 and +1 movement after he procs his special. Then he's also giving them now the support DR effect for the first attack in combat, which is the same effect granted by the Springtime Chloe. So they gave him defense, and then they gave him support DR. So that's pretty much all he got out of this, is just some DR and then the defense up 6 to himself and then also to allies. Which I guess that's fine. I mean, not a big deal, but we really need to see what his weapon does to really come to a conclusion about him. And then they totally ditched whatever his B skill was called again, like Holy Knight Ward or Crusader's Ward or something like that. They were like, nah, let's just give this guy Seal Defense 4. What they really could have did if they wanted to be nice was give him, because on a lot of the old, or not old, but the previous remixes, we've been getting really meta skills on those units. So like Firestorm Dance with Triandro was where it started, and then a bunch of other units ended up getting some really meta skills too. So if they wanted to give this guy a meta skill, they could have just gave him like Fatal Smoke 4, because I'm pretty sure he came with Fatal Smoke 3 already. So, like, Fatal Smoke 4 right now is very valuable. That would have been great to give him. Okay, then we have Byleth up next. So, Byleth is going to have Sublime Heaven 2, another 2-hit cooldown, and then also, this time he gets the Times Pulse effect built in here. So, at the start of the turn, if his special cooldown is at the maximum, then he gets -1. Then he also gets 30% bonus damage based on his attack, and if he's fighting a dragon or a beast, it becomes 60% instead of 30%. So he gets a little bit of extra damage. This is meant to just be like a souped-up Ruptured Sky anyway, so that does make sense. And then also when he triggers his special, he nullifies DR, which was the original reason why this guy was so good in the first place. So what did they add here? Just the Times Pulse effect, pretty much. I mean, I guess we're not going to complain. Now, they've given us an alternate option for his C skill since they've given him the built-in Times Pulse. So now you can go for Attack and Speed 4, which is his upgraded skill. They could have gave him Times Pulse 4. So he can just continuously loop his special over and over. I mean, that would have been fine. No one would have complained about that. And I would say Times Pulse 4 is a little bit more meta than Attack and Speed 4 with the advent of like Oath Echo and a lot of better C skills like Incited and Pledge and stuff like that. But I mean, Oath Echo, sure, or Attack Speed 4, sure, we'll take that, I guess. Okay, so these are going to be our ephemera codes for the month. So we have the 5-star Bride Sophia, and then we have Saul as well. Saul's inheritable weapon was pretty good, wasn't it? I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure he had a pretty good inheritable staff, but at this point we've already got Arcane Charmer from Hortensia, so it's kind of a moot point now, but back in the day his staff was pretty solid. I don't remember what fodder the Sophia Bride has, but I mean, whatever. I don't think it's going to be that crazy. And then for the 4-star manuals, we have Noel, we have Ninja Saizo, who's pretty cool. One of the better, actually he is the best God Lance in the Grail shop right now, so Not a bad unit to build up. And then we have Saul again, the 4-star one. And then we have Thea, and then we have also Lex. So those are the options there. Okay, now for the refines. Okay, so who are we getting refines for here? We have Sayri. Of course, legendary Sigurd and Byleth. We have Fallen Leon, and then we have also the Harmonic, Mia, and Lucina. That's the very first Harmonic hero, and that's very interesting. What are they going to do for them? Because they have a ton of DR on Initiate Combat, so, like, what are they going to do? Turn it into non-pierceable DR? Like, if they... Because they get 75%. That's quite a lot. Imagine if they initiate combat and they just get, like, 75% DR cut non-pierceable. And then they start going even more crazy with it. They give them, like, full DR piercing with every attack they land and stuff like that. They could be an interesting unit for sure. Alright, then we have also Petrine. A lot of people have been waiting on Petrine for hers. So she's going to be the Grand Hero Battle refine this time. And there's a lot of good things that could happen with Petrine because she has effective against beasts. And then she has also adaptive damage, which could be interesting. And then we have the female Chris there. So, I mean, Chris is the only MC that doesn't really get a lot of love. Like, they're probably not going to get legendary alts or anything like that. I would be very shocked if Chris ended up getting a legendary alt. Either the male or the female one, but... I mean, who knows? It might happen. They are the very first My units that you could ever make in Fire Emblem, so... I mean, maybe, but... I don't think people really count them. It's really just Robin that people count as the first. So, yeah, those are the refines. I'm sure By the way, Fallen Leon is probably going to be insane. Judging by what they did for Julia and the fact that they are literally just holding back one at a time for that group. So, the next one's going to be Fallen Ike next month, and he is going to be all kinds of busted. So, I would be shocked if Fallen Leon here is not equally busted. Alright, more memento events, of course. They always do this. Looks like a fireworks show there for Kieran, Alphonse, and the villagers. So, that should be fun. Alright, AR structure is getting updated. The Bright Shrine goes up to level 12. Sure, whatever. No one cares. Alright, Aether Resorts, we're getting 2 new tracks. Darkness Eternal from Radiant Dawn, and then Friendly Chat from Engage. Okay, I think I know which one Friendly Chat is. I don't remember which one Darkness Eternal is. I don't remember it by name, but if I heard it, for sure I would know which one it is. Because, like, Radiant Dawn has the best OST out of all of these games. Alright, Summoner Duels is being updated, 4,300 favor level. Okay. And then for the Grail Shop, we are getting 2 new characters. We're getting the Spring Linhardt, and then we're getting Castor. So, Spring Linhardt is pretty good, because, of course... He's not too shabby of a merge project. He's just a better version of Candace, the GHB. And then he also has that really nice bow. So, a really good inheritable bow that wants you to be stacking it up with gold border ploy skills in the C slot to do a lot of debuffs. And then other changes, we'll be adding a lower tap input delay time settings. When set to on, it may correct behavior for some devices that experience a delay in response when tapping the edge of the screen. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, the default setting is off. You can toggle it on or off at any time. Okay. Alright, well, I'm not really too sure if that affects me personally, but for other people, that might be a big deal, so that's a pretty cool update that they did there. So, not too much. I mean, we already knew the remixes from the Fate channel, so those are usually the big meat and potatoes of these update notifications, and then, like, generating hype from the refines. Let me know in the comments which one of these refines you are most looking forward to. I think I'm looking forward to probably Sigurd and Fallen Leon the most. Because there's really not too many ways they can botch Sigurd. He's already just got 4 move as a Cav type, and his special is pre-charge. And he gives the whole team +1 movement. So, there's like, it's impossible to make him bad. Just anything they give him is going to be good. If they really want to be nice, they'd give him Miracle also. So he can, like, guaranteed live after he attacks, and then... If they did what I wanted and gave him, like, Fatal Smoke 4, then he'd be cooking so hard with that. But, alright, it is what it is. So, this is your boy Tacho signing out. Take care, fellas. And I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.